Hello again, partners. Wow, here we are at report number 62 to honor someone back in Colonial Times. Dennis Daly, my writer and producer, says although most school children know George Washington was our first president, that basic fact of American history is becoming lost. But he found the story of an early founding father that many claim was the real first American president. Hey, I think you're going to like this story. Okay, so let's start off this way. His name was John Hanson. There aren't many monuments dedicated to him. Oh, in Maryland, there is a John Hanson Highway, but this is a commuting route in and out of Washington, D.C. But other than that, little is remembered about the man Dennis calls America's other first president. Jimmy, I'm confused already and you haven't even started our story. Well, cool your jets. I like that. Dennis will be coming up now and soon figure all this out. Oh, wait, quick interruption. The phone rang the other day and it was Pat Ogle in Fresno. His first words were, "Jimmy, how often does your clock chime? Every 15 minutes? When do you do your videos for your weekly reports? Each week at the same time?" I told him no. Then I said, wait a minute. I do the videos whenever Dennis gets me the scripts and we go over them together. Pat said, oh, don't worry. The chimes show you're doing the videos live right there at your own home. Hey, I never thought about that. Okay, enough said. Back to today's honoree. Pat, thank you. John Hanson was born in rural Maryland in the spring of 1721. I told you we're going way back on this one. His ancestors came from Sweden in the 1540s. He grew up on a successful tobacco plantation called Mulberry Grove. His dad, Samuel Hanson, owned 1,000 acres of really good Maryland farmland. However, young John learned more than farming from his dad. You see, Samuel Hanson, his father, was a member of the ruling body for the Maryland colony, the Maryland General Assembly. Well, John's first public job was in 1750 when he was only 21. He was appointed the sheriff of Charles County. Now, following in his footsteps, everybody said this guy, he's really brilliant. He really is good. Anyway, he was elected to the Maryland General Assembly and held that post for 12 years. John Hanson. When the Revolutionary War broke out, John used his own money, because he was pretty wealthy, to gather a group of soldiers to fight with George Washington. In fact, they were the first to arrive at Washington's side. These soldiers that John Hanson had brought together. He did all he could to help the home front. When the war ended, he was sent by the state of Maryland to be a part of the Continental Congress to rule the newly freed colonies. So, Jimmy, he was a great man, but there has to be more to the story. Oh, yes, there is a lot more to this story. You see, after the Revolutionary War, the original colonies were having a hard time working together. Each one had their own idea what should be done, and that was mixed them up. Oh, they were just going every direction. But John Hanson pushed through the compromise that made the colonial government possible. Now, under the rules of the Continental Congress, delegates from all the colonies met in a special place, and sitting at the front, keeping order, was a president. Yeah, you heard me. So you see, partners, The very first time the word president was used was before our Constitution. And whom do you think they elected to be this country's first president? Well, it was good old John Hanson from Maryland. And the surrender of Cornwallis at Yorktown was the most important event that happened while he was president. So, America did have another first president, John Hanson, all but forgotten. But he should be better remembered. A lot was going on. You see, while George Washington was keeping the army together and leading the new nation to victory, John Hanson was keeping the colonies together, so that when victory did come, the new nation would move forward and operate under new rules. Let's say his name again, John Hanson, America's first president. Okay, partners, you know the drill. Look up there and see those familiar squares. The one farthest over the right has that red X in it. All you do is click that one. Don't click any of the others, and you'll be whisked right back to my report page for the rest of this week's comments. Dennis isn't feeling too well. He's in the hospital right now, but we're going to pray for him right now. Father, take care of this great man. It's helping me so much with our reports on early America. He managed to find the story of another first president, and a bit of history is saved. Thank you, Dennis. I really like bringing these videos to you, partners. At 95, I'm learning things I didn't remember either. Who says old dogs can't learn it? Well, whatever. I love you. Go get 'em, Tigers!